Mom? I dropped my backpack by the stairs, scanning the living room. Quiet. No hum of my PC, no RGB glow, just stillness. I ran up the stairs, 2 steps at a time. My heart thudded harder with each one. The door was open. That was the first bad sign. Then I saw it. Empty. My desk was stripped bare, no monitor, no keyboard, no tower. Just a lonely chair and dust marks on the surface where everything used to sit. "What the hell? You're home," Mom said from behind me, wiping her hands on a kitchen towel like this was nothing. Like my world hadn't just collapsed. I turned. "Where is it?" She blinked. "Where's what, honey?" "My setup, Mom. My PC. My monitors. My keyboard." "Oh." She didn't even flinch. "We sold it." The words didn't register. "You what?" "We sold it," she repeated, brushing past me like she was straightening a picture frame. "It was just sitting there and you're always playing those silly games." "You did what?" Her tone snapped sharp. "Don't raise your voice." I took a step back, my voice cracking. "That setup cost me $5,500. I built it piece by piece over 2 years." "I know. We checked your receipts," she said calmly. "You checked my receipts?" My voice broke entirely. Dad, or rather, Stepdad, appeared behind her with a smug look, holding a cup of coffee. "Chill, man. It went to a good cause." My chest tightened. "What good cause?" Right then, I heard it. A loud vroom came from the driveway. Pushed past them and ran to the front door. There she was, Chloe, my stepsister, helmet on, sitting on a brand new Kawasaki Ninja, revving the engine like it was a damn trophy. She caught sight of me and grinned. "Nice, right?" she shouted. "They said you wouldn't mind." "You bought her a bike?" My voice was barely a whisper. Stepdad clapped me on the back like we were pals. "She's been wanting it for a year, and she deserves it. Straight A's, star swimmer. That machine cost $5,600. We were just short. So you took mine." I shoved his hand off me. Mom crossed her arms. "You spend hours locked in that room. Chloe's out there living life. Be reasonable." "You had no right. We're your parents. We have every right." No, you don't." I backed away from them both. "That wasn't yours to touch. It was in our house." Stepdad shrugged. "That makes it communal." I stared at him. "Communal? You're acting spoiled. You'll live." Chloe rolled up the driveway, parked, and pulled off her helmet. "You're not gonna cry, are you?" I looked at her, the smug tilt of her mouth, the perfect hair, the way she strutted toward us like she'd won. I turned to Mom. "You really thought this was okay?" "We thought you'd understand eventually. You're smart. You'll earn it all back." "But you just gave her everything I worked for." Mom's eyes narrowed. "You're overreacting." I laughed, bitter, hollow. "You didn't even tell me." Stepdad raised his voice. "Enough. You're being ungrateful. That girl brings pride to this house. And what do? Sit around yelling at a screen." "You've never understood anything I care about," he snorted. "Because what you care about is fake. It's not real life." I clenched my fists. It was real to me. It mattered to me. Chloe leaned against the porch post. "It's just a computer, loser. Grow up." I stormed back inside. My chest felt tight, my vision blurred. I reached my desk again. The hollow emptiness of it hit harder now. Gone. Every late night, every mod I coded, every win, every live stream. Just gone. I sank to the floor. My hands trembled. "Dinner's at 7, Mom called. Like this was any other day." I didn't respond. Later, she tapped on the door. "You're sulking. That's childish." "You crossed a line," I said through the crack. "Don't expect me to come back from this. You're still under our roof. For now. You need to think about your attitude. No, you need to think about what you just taught me." There was silence. Then, retreating footsteps. I stayed there, staring at the empty desk, whispering to myself, I won't forget this. You're still mad about it? Chloe asked, twirling, her keys in her fingers like some smug sitcom villain. I didn't reply, just stared at the half-empty bowl of cereal in front of me. It tasted like ash now. You seriously need to chill, she added, leaning against the fridge. It's not like we burned your baby blanket or something. It was a computer. It wasn't just a computer, I muttered. Oh my God. She laughed. That laugh. Loud, sharp, cruel. You're acting like we sold your kidney. I finally looked up. That setup meant something to me. She met my gaze, unblinking. It's just a toy. Grow up. That's when I stood up. Chair legs scraped hard against the tile. Mom walked in at that moment, holding her phone. What's going on now? She's mocking me. I'm not mocking you, Chloe said with fake innocence. I'm educating you. I looked at Mom. You're okay with this? Mom sighed. She didn't say anything wrong. She laughed at me. She's trying to help you move on. You're obsessed with those games. It's not healthy. I'm obsessed? My voice cracked. You sold my stuff without even asking. You live under our roof. I paid for that stuff with my own money. Stepdad's voice echoed from the living room. And you should be thankful we used it to do something worthwhile. Worthwhile? For her bike? She needs it to get to swim practice. I took the bus to school for 3 years. He stood up, walking into the kitchen. And we're proud of that. But Chloe has real potential. She's not just sitting around playing shooter games in the dark. My fists clenched. You never even tried to understand. You're being dramatic again. I'm being disrespected. Stepdad pointed a finger. Lower your voice. No. I looked between all three of them. Not this time. Chloe scoffed. You're making this into a thing. It is a thing, Chloe. She grinned like she enjoyed every second. Well, guess what? The bike's staying. You're not getting anything back. Mom added, you need to grow up and learn. To share, life isn't fair, I noticed. I stormed out of the kitchen and went upstairs, slammed the door, locked it. My chest felt tight, like something was twisting inside me. That laugh, that damn laugh. I sat down on my bed and opened my old school laptop. It wheezed as it booted. Barely usable, but it had a webcam. I opened the notepad app .log01. They sold my setup without consent. Used receipts I saved. Stepdad called it communal property. I saved it, then opened my phone's voice recorder. This is me, just keeping a record. In case I forget how this felt. I paused. Breathed in. Chloe laughed. Said it was just a toy. Mom didn't blink. Stepdad called me ungrateful. I feel numb, like I don't belong in this house anymore. I clicked save. That night at dinner, no one said a word to me. They laughed amongst themselves, talked about Chloe's first road trip on the bike, something about mountains, freedom. I ate silently, every bite mechanical. You're quiet, Mom finally said. I'm thinking. About what? Getting out of here, she frowned. You've got nowhere to go. Maybe not yet. Chloe whispered across the table. Still sulking? Geez. I got up. Didn't say another word. Later, I caught Stepdad in the hallway. I want you to know, I'm not forgetting this. He snorted. Oh, please. Stop acting like some victim. You made your choice. You don't have any idea how the real world works. I'm learning fast, he shook his head. You're a child. No, I'm your mistake. He didn't like that. His eyes twitched, but he walked away. Back in my room, I logged another entry. Log 02. Chloe's going on a trip. I'm going. To use the time she's gone to back up my stuff. Whatever I have left. And maybe start saving for something else. Maybe peace. I stared at the cracked ceiling, letting the silence settle. Then I whispered to myself, this is how people break. But I didn't break, not yet. Hey, I muttered to myself, flipping open my school laptop again. The thing whined like it was dying, but I didn't care. Just boot one more time. Blue screen. Flicker. Desktop. I clicked open my cloud folder, and there it was. Every plugin I'd coded, every Twitch payment receipt, every contract I'd signed with small brands who actually gave a damn about indie creators, all untouched. They didn't even know this existed. I breathed. I scrolled through folders labeled things like Modpack 3.4, Obsidian UI layouts, and revenue reports Q1, Q4. Then I grinned. The first time in days. They sold the screen and keyboard, I whispered. Not the work. A knock hit my door. Dinner, Mom called. I'm good. You're not skipping again. I'm not hungry. Footsteps faded. I clicked into a folder labeled Z Backup. Inside was the folder called Exit Plan. I had made it 2 years ago, mostly as a joke, a fantasy, but now it was the most real thing in my life. It had a list of everything I'd ever dreamed of doing with my channel. Branding ideas, logo drafts, my script for that one viral video that pulled in 10,000 subs in 2 days. Let's see how dramatic I can be now, I muttered. I opened Discord. My dev friends were online. Me, still alive. Setup's gone. Parents sold it. Zane, wait. What? Lucas. Bro, WTF? Me. Long story, but I still have the cloud. Every file. Zane, you're kidding. Me, I'm done playing quiet. I'm gonna rebuild. Loud. Lucas. Say less, I'll ship you a spare GPU. It's not new, but it runs. Me. You serious? Lucas, dead ass. Zane, I'll send the overlay pack I was working on. Yours now. I sat back. This was family. Not Chloe parading her damn bike. Not my stepdad who hadn't looked at me without judgment since I turned 12. Not my mom who measured respect in utility. No, this was my circle, my people, gamers, devs, modders, artists, scattered around the world but realer than anyone under this roof. I opened a fresh note. Exit Plan V2. Lucas GPU incoming. Re-download mod tools. Reapply for affiliate programs. Rebuild stream schedule. Stay invisible. To them until I launch Smile at dinner. Record everything. Another knock. Chloe needs her charger, Mom said through the door. Then she should ask. She's uncomfortable around you right now. I laughed, sharp and low. Oh, I'm the problem now? She says you're giving her dirty looks. She stole my future and laughed in my face. That's unfair. You're still young. You'll bounce back. Sure. Let me know when I can sell your jewelry to fund my comeback. Watch your mouth. I stood, opened the door. Watch your daughter. She blinked, stunned. I'm not the villain here, I said. You just picked a side. I did what was best for the family. No. You did what was easy. I closed the door, locked it again. Didn't wait for her footsteps this time. Back, to the screen. I recorded a voice memo. This is log 03. The backup drive lives. And so does the version of me they thought they erased. My heart pounded. It didn't matter if the house was cold, if dinner was silent, if Chloe's engine revved and they clapped like she won gold. Because somewhere, my new build was forming, in code, in files, in fire. I told you not to take that. Turn so sharp! She didn't tell me anything. Chloe's voice cracked through the living room. It was the gravel, or the brakes, or I don't know. From the kitchen doorway, I watched her limp onto the couch, wrapped in gauze. And arrogance. You saw me wipe out, Mom. It was brutal. I told you that bike was too much power, Mom said, voice shaking. But you begged. She begged? I muttered. Just loud enough. Chloe's eyes snapped toward me. What did you say? I said nothing. She pointed at me. Finger. Trembling. You knew that curve had gravel. You take that road every day. Why didn't you warn me? You never asked. You knew, Mom stood. Don't talk to your sister like that. She's not my sister. Slap of silence. Then Mom hissed, watch your tone. I've been quiet for weeks, I said, leaning against the fridge. Now you care how I sound? Chloe groaned, holding her arm. You're so selfish. All this over some screens and blinking lights. They weren't just lights. Dad stepped in, shirt untucked, breath sour. What's going on now? Your son is being bitter again. Bitter? I said. She broke her arm and somehow I'm the one causing pain? You could have warned her. Warned her before or after you sold my entire setup without asking? Chloe threw a pillow. God, get over it. I crashed. I could have died. I caught the pillow, dropped it. You didn't. You really don't care, do you? No. Dad pointed at me. That's the attitude I'm talking about. You mean the one that didn't land anyone in the ER? Don't be smug. I'm not. I reached into my backpack, pulled out a folder. I just brought this in case you need it. What is that? Mom asked. Hospital bills, discharge form, insurance denial letter. How did you get those? Chloe snapped. I visited while you were sleeping. She looked rattled. You went to the hospital? Mom asked, eyes narrowing. Yeah. Sat in the corner. Heard the nurse say it was reckless speeding. Said she was showing off. Chloe paled. She wasn't supposed to say that. I recorded it. What? I pulled out my phone. Want to hear it? Dad growled. Put that away, that's illegal. Nope. One-party consent state. Look it up. You recorded my daughter. In the hospital? Mom said. Your daughter? Yes. The same daughter you sold me out for. Chloe sobbed. You're disgusting. And yet I'm not the one who totaled a $5,600 bike in 3 weeks. Dad lunged forward. You think you're so clever? I don't think anything. I just document. I turned and walked out. Upstairs, I shut my door. Locked it. Again. Folder went in a drawer labeled collateral. I sat at my desk, if you could call it that, and opened the same dying laptop, back into my Discord logs. Me. She crashed the bike. Broken arm. Blamed me. Lucas. No way. You okay? Me. Yeah, better than her. Zane. Your mom said anything? Me. They're turning on each other now. I'm just watching. Lucas. Record everything. I smiled, already ahead of them. That night, Mom knocked. Made soup. I'm good, she paused. I know you're angry. I'm not angry. I'm documenting. Silence. You know, Chloe's hurting. So was I. Didn't matter. She's just a kid. She's a year younger than me. She didn't mean to wreck it. She didn't mean to laugh either. That was unkind. I stood. You all were. And now that your little Golden Girls cracked a bone, you want to rewrite everything? You're twisting things. No, I'm remembering them. Exactly. She stepped back. I miss when you were sweet. I miss when you were my mom. Door closed. Quiet again. And I didn't cry, didn't rage, just opened a fresh file. Logs 04. Her fall, my silence. They blamed me for the crash. I said nothing. But I've saved the documents, the audio, the moment her voice cracked. Karma's not coming. It's here. Dude, Jared whispered. You sure you're ready for this? I stared at the cracked secondhand monitor, my thumb hovering over the stream button. Not really, but I'm tired of hiding. You got this, man. He tapped my shoulder. Say it like it happened. No names, just truth. The room was tiny. Jared's cousin's basement, smelled like old fries and wet socks. But the mic was clean, the camera was working, and I had everything I needed. I clicked, go live. The little red icon blinked. We're on, I muttered. Cleared my throat, staring into the camera. Hey, I don't know if anyone's actually watching yet, but I'm here to tell a story. Mine. At first, maybe 50 people watched, then 300. I could see the chat blinking faster. Keep going. This can't be real. Bro, they sold your setup? Tagging MoistCar1TKL. This needs exposure. I'm not saying names, I continued, my voice steady. But imagine this. You save every dollar for 3 years. Build your dream gaming setup. Start growing a channel. Making money. Then one day you come home from school and it's all gone. I paused. They sold it. To buy my stepsister a motorbike. The chat exploded. No freaking way. That's abuse, bro. Where's the stepdad? I want to fight him myself. I kept talking. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I documented. I backed up all my files. I waited. People started donating $5, $20. Then someone dropped $100 with a message. You'll build better. We got you. I blinked. Thank you. Seriously. Jared nudged me. Dude, you're at 4.8K viewers. No way. I glanced back at the screen. 5,121. My hands were sweating. My heart was pounding. But I leaned in. I didn't come here to beg. I just wanted to tell the truth. And maybe help the next kid who's stuck in a house that feels more like a cage. The stream ran for 90 minutes. When I ended it, my voice was hoarse and my phone was buzzing nonstop. Jared grinned like an idiot. You're blowing up on Twitter. What? Reddit too. Our live stream fails. You're trending, bro. I sat down slowly, stunned. This is happening? Bro, you just made more in donations than I did all month working double shifts. I opened the stream payout page. My jaw dropped. Is that real? I asked. Looks like it. $34.1872. I felt something crack in my chest. Not pain this time. Hope. 2 days later, I walked into a shared creator workspace downtown. Clean desks, fast internet, soundproof booths. Name? The girl at the front asked. I hesitated, then smiled. Call me Cuttrell Z, she typed it in. Booth 6 is yours for the day. I walked past rows of people in headphones, typing, editing, building. I wasn't just a sad kid in a bedroom anymore. I was building something. Quietly, steadily. Jared called. You good? I'm more than good. I've never seen you sound like that. Sound like what? Like someone who just remembered they matter. That night, I uploaded a clip from the stream. It hit 200K views in 4 hours. People flooded the comments. You're inspiring. Been there. Thanks for saying it out loud. What's your wish list? I didn't post one. Instead, I posted this. I don't need revenge, I just need a future. And I'm making one now. My DMs blew up brands, creators, people like me. But one stuck out, Claire. Gaming. Hey, I saw your stream. Your story hurt, but you're calm. That hit even harder. Rooting for you, I replied. Me. Thanks. It's weird having strangers care. More than family ever did. Claire. Not weird, just sad. But now you've got us. Back at home, Mom knocked. You okay in there? I didn't answer. She tried again. You've been quiet lately. Been busy. You know, Chloe's still healing. So am I. She hesitated. You're acting different. I'm different. You always had this stubborn streak. I called it survival. You don't talk to us anymore. You sold everything that made me feel seen. What's left to say? She sniffed. You think you're better than us. Now, no. I think I finally know I'm not less. Later that night, I opened my latest stream numbers. Over 9,000 followers. Sponsors emailing. I stared at my reflection in the screen. You got this, I whispered. And for the first time in months, I believed it. You think this is funny? My stepdad's voice boomed from the hallway. I didn't look up from my laptop. What exactly? He stormed into my room, red-faced, waving his phone. This, your little pity party live stream. What the hell were you thinking? My mom was behind him, arms folded, eyes puffy. Why would you humiliate us like that? Humiliate? I shut my laptop and stood. You sold my stuff behind my back. I told the truth. Online? She snapped. To thousands of strangers? Millions now, I said flatly. The clip's gone viral. You're mocking. Your family, my stepdad said. Do you think this makes you better than us? No, It just proves I never mattered to you. His jaw clenched. We fed you, raised you. You used me. There's a difference. Mom's voice cracked. We were just trying to give Chloe something special. You know how hard it's been for her? Hard? I laughed, bitter. She totaled a $5,600 bike and still doesn't care. You let her walk all over me. She's your sister, she said. No, she's your priority. I was never in the equation. Stepdad slammed his hand on the desk. Watch your tone. Why? You don't control my money. He blinked. What money? I opened my laptop, turned it around, and showed him the dashboard. Last week's earnings. He squinted. That says 6,212, I finished, and counting. Silence. You lied, he said. Nope. You underestimated me. You're underage, he said. Technically, we should have access to this. I closed the lid. Legally, nope. The account's in my name, with tax ID. I set it up last year. Jared helped. Mom's voice wavered. Why didn't you tell us? Because you would have taken it. That's not fair, she whispered. Neither was selling everything I cared about. Stepdad took a step forward. You think you're some hotshot now? Living in our house, using our power and disrespecting us? I stared at him. I'll be out in a month, Mom gasped. What? I'm renting a studio space, already got a sponsor. I'll stay with Jared until the lease clears. You're leaving? She asked, like she hadn't expected this outcome. I'm surviving. You're abandoning. Us? She said. No. I'm finally choosing me. Stepdad scoffed. Ungrateful little punk, I smiled. You're just mad I didn't stay silent. Later that night, I heard them fighting. He made how much? $6,000. Then, we should have had access to it. Dave, he's not a child anymore. You always baby him. And you always hated that he was smarter than you. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Their voices were fuel now, not wounds. My phone buzzed. Jared. Studio confirmed. Move-in date, 2 weeks. Me. Let's go. At breakfast, my stepdad shoved a bowl of cereal toward me. Don't expect this tomorrow. I stirred the spoon slowly. Didn't expect it today. Mom sat down across from me. We're still your family. Family doesn't steal, I said. Or gaslight. I didn't know you were hurting this much, she whispered. Because you never looked. Tears welled up in her eyes. I'm sorry. I didn't respond. You're really leaving? She asked again. Yes. Where will you go? Anywhere that isn't here. He cornered me again in the hallway that night. Listen, you're not as grown as you think. That money won't last. Don't come crawling back. I won't need to. Life's harder than your little fans make it seem. I stepped around him. You'd know. You've been losing. Your whole life. He clenched his fists. You talk like a man now. I am one. Finally. Back in my room, I sat at my desk, just an old folding table now, and went live. Hey guys, I said. Quick update. Things at home got loud today. Chat flooded in. You okay? Need a place? I got a couch. We ride at dawn. Say the word. I smiled. Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm just done. I paused. For years I thought silence was safety, but speaking out didn't destroy me. It built me. Someone donated again. $200 for your new desk. Thanks, I said quietly. I'll remember this forever. The next morning, I packed my backpack. Mom stood at the door. You sure? Yeah. She reached for me, then pulled back. I hope you find peace. I gave a small nod. Me, too. Stepdad didn't show up, probably sulking. Good. I shut the door behind me and exhaled. For the first time, the air felt light. I didn't run, I walked, and I never looked back. I stared at my screen like it might glitch and disappear. Friend request, Chloe T. Message, I was wrong. I blinked. Read it again. Then again. Same 3 words. Seriously? I muttered. I clicked her profile. Still public. The latest post was a photo of her in a neck brace with the caption, "Learning humility the hard way." A soft knock rattled me. Jared poked his head in. "You good?" I turned the screen toward him. "Look who decided to reach out." He stepped in. "No way. Chloe?" "Yep." Said she was wrong. Jared raised an eyebrow. "You gonna reply?" "I don't know. What would I even say?" He shrugged. "Whatever gives you peace, not her." I stared at the message a full 10 minutes before typing. Me. "Appreciate you saying that. Didn't expect it." Her reply came seconds later. "Chloe. Didn't expect to mean it, but I do." Me. "Why now?" Chloe. "Because I watched your stream, all of it." I hesitated. Then, me. "That must have been awkward, Chloe. Brutal, actually, but honest." I rubbed my eyes. This felt surreal. Chloe. "Can I say something?" Me. "Go ahead." Chloe. "I didn't know what that setup meant to you. I thought it was just games." I typed, then backspaced. She sent another message before I could hit send. Chloe. "It wasn't just tech. It was you, your work, your identity." That actually hit me. "Yeah, it was." Chloe. "I was jealous. You had something of your own. I just took it." My jaw clenched. This wasn't easy to read. Me. "You didn't just take it. You laughed." Chloe. "I know, that's why I'm messaging now." Me. "So why now, not then?" Chloe. "Because no one ever made me feel small before. Then I saw the comments on your stream, the support, the truth. It was humbling." I stared at her message, fingers hovering. Me. "You showed off the bike like it was a trophy." Chloe. "I wanted to feel like I finally mattered." Me. "And you thought stomping on me would do that?" Chloe. "Yeah, and it didn't." I sighed, tapping my desk. Me. "So what now?" Chloe. "I want to help." I raised an eyebrow. "Help?" Me. "With what?" Chloe. "I shared your stream link in my influencer group chat. Some of them are reaching out." Pause. Me. "Why would you do that?" Chloe. "Because I was wrong, and you were right. You built something, and I tore it down." I leaned back, in my chair, unsure how to feel. Jared leaned over again. "You okay?" She shared the stream, said some big names saw it. "Damn," he said. "You gonna trust her?" "No," I said, "but I'm gonna use the opportunity." Over the next 2 days, I got 3 emails and 5 DMs. A gaming headset brand offered a sponsorship deal. A Twitch affiliate program rep asked to schedule a Y. Call in a verified streamer named Caraflames messaged me. "Your story hit me hard. You've got something real. Keep going." Chloe messaged again. Chloe. "Told you." Me. "I still don't forgive you." Chloe. "I'm not asking you to, just letting you know I see it now." Me. "It took the whole internet to show you." Chloe. "Sometimes shame is louder when it's public." I didn't reply. Later that night, I stared out the shared apartment window while Jared microwaved popcorn. "Would you forgive her?" I asked. He chewed for a moment. "Nah, not even a little." "Nope. But I'd thank her for the exposure." I cracked a small smile. That's what I thought. The next morning, another friend request popped up. Jared nudged me. "Now, who?" "Caraflames, the verified streamer." "Accept, duh." I clicked accept and instantly got a message. "Kara, love the grit. Want to collab next week?" I stared. Jared peeked. "Is that?" "Yup," I said, heart pounding. I messaged Chloe. Me. "One last thing, Chloe." "Yeah?" Me. "You didn't fix what you broke." Chloe. "I know." Me. "But thanks for passing the mic." Chloe. "It was always yours." I didn't answer. I went live that night. 15,000 viewers. "Hey," I said. "Life's weird. A week ago, I thought it was over. Then I realized something. When people try to bury you, they forget you're a seed. Chat exploded. I smiled. Thanks for watering me. Can we talk? My stepdad's voice made my spine tighten. He never asked to talk. He just ordered. I kept typing, eyes locked, on my second monitor. I'm in the middle of editing. It won't take long. Mom chimed in behind him. It's important, honey. I sighed, saved the project, spun my chair halfway. Fine. Talk. They both stepped into my rented studio space like it was some alien planet. Mom looked around awkwardly. My stepdad squinted at the gear like he was estimating its value. This place is nice, she said. Why are you here? I asked flatly. Well, she began, glancing at him. We've been thinking about how far you've come. I stayed silent. You're doing really well now, she continued. We're proud of you, my stepdad cut in. And we figured it's only fair that we benefit too. Excuse me? He crossed his arms. We supported you for years, fed you, clothed you. Without us, you wouldn't even be here? I stared at him. You sold my setup for a bike. That was a family decision, he snapped. No, I said. It was theft. He raised his voice. You live rent-free for 18 years and suddenly think you owe us nothing? I opened a folder on my desktop and turned the screen to face them. Let's do some math then. Mom blinked. What is this? Receipts, screenshots, breakdowns, all of it. I scrolled. My original gaming setup? 5,087, monitors, mic, chair, custom keyboard, the whole lot, sold without permission. Don't be dramatic, she whispered. I clicked to the next page. Food and shelter from ages 0 to 18? About $200K if we're estimating middle class? Standards. But let's be generous. My stepdad laughed. You really think this is how family works? You're the one who brought up what I owe. So let's keep going. I pulled up another page, screenshots of his messages. This was you texting me. Be a man and stop whining, she deserves the bike. He looked away. And this, I said, flipping to a photo of Chloe, mocking my reaction, was what you defended. Mom's voice cracked. You're throwing this all in our face? No. I'm reminding you of the choices you made. She stepped forward. We're just asking for help. A small percentage. No, I said, voice sharp. You're asking for ownership of something you buried and laughed over. My stepdad's jaw twitched. So that's it? You're cutting us off? I'm sending you the bill, I said, tapping the mouse. $5,187 for the stolen equipment. That's the only thing you're involved in, he snapped. We raised you. No, you tolerated me, and you gaslit me for reacting to your theft. You're being cold, Mom said. No, I'm being clear, she reached for my arm. I didn't want to sell your stuff, he did. But you let it happen, I said. Then stood there while Chloe laughed in my face. Her lips trembled. We didn't know it meant that much to you. You never asked. They stood there in silence. I leaned back. You think I owe you? I've been paying since I was 12, babysitting Chloe, cleaning your messes, giving up things without complaint. I stood up. Now I'm asking you to leave. My stepdad scoffed. This isn't over. It is, I said. And if you keep trying, I'll post all of this online. Receipts, voice recordings, bank transfers. Want to test me? He went red. You ungrateful little... Mom tugged his arm. Let's go. He yanked free. You'll come crawling. Back one day? I won't, I said quietly. I've already climbed out. They left. Jared walked in seconds later. I heard all of that. Did I go too far? He grinned. Nah, you finally said what they needed to hear. I flopped onto the couch. Feels like acid in my chest. That's grief, he said. You're grieving the parents you never really had. I rubbed my eyes. Yeah, guess I am. He sat beside me. But you also won. Doesn't feel like it. It will. That night, I got a message from Chloe. Chloe, they're pissed, said you threw them out. Me, they asked for money, I said no. Chloe, good, they don't deserve a cent. Me, they raised you too. Chloe, yeah, and I turned out awful, took years to see it. I paused. Me, you're still trying? Chloe, not for them, for me. Me, then keep going. Next morning, I opened my P.O. box and found a letter. No return address. Just two things inside. A handwritten note and a money order for $5,500. The note read, "This doesn't fix it, but maybe it's a start. Mom." I sat down on the curb, holding it. Jared pulled up beside me. "What's that?" "An apology." "Sort of? Gonna cash it?" I nodded. "Then donate it to a local teen gaming center." He smiled. "That's poetic." I stood. "Let's go. I've got a stream in an hour." He saluted. "Lead the way, boss." "Hey, you sure you don't want me to come in with you?" Jared asked, foot tapping nervously against the curb. "No," I said, gripping the van handle. "I've got this." "You packed everything last night?" "Most of it. Just a few things left." I forced a breath. "This won't take long." He nodded, eyes scanning the house like it might explode. "All right, I'll keep the van running." The air felt heavier as I stepped inside. Mom was sitting on the couch holding a cold cup of coffee like it might offer answers. My stepdad stood beside her, arms folded like a wall. "I'm here for my stuff," I said. No one moved. She blinked. "You're really leaving?" I said I would. "But where will you go?" she asked, voice cracking. "Somewhere that doesn't sell my things or call me ungrateful for breathing." "That's not fair." I opened the hallway closet and started pulling my boxes. Stepdad's voice came low and bitter. "You've made your point. No need to play the martyr." I didn't reply. I walked past him with the first box. On trip 3, Chloe appeared at the top of the stairs. "You really doing this?" I looked up. "Yeah." Her eyes dropped. "Guess you mean it." "I do." "You're different," she said. "Colder." I had to be. She swallowed, then turned back into her room. When I came down again, Mom had followed me to the doorway. "You don't have to do this like we're enemies." "I'm not your enemy," I said. "But I'm not your victim either." Her hands trembled. "I never wanted this." Neither did I. I made mistakes. So did I, like trusting you with the best thing I ever built. I stepped outside. The sun hit hard. Jared popped the trunk and helped me load the final box. "She didn't say goodbye?" he asked. "Nope." She looked like she might. She didn't. He opened the door. "You ready?" I turned once. Just once. Mom stood on the porch, eyes wide, arms crossed like she was hugging herself. She didn't speak. I didn't wave. We pulled away in silence. Half a mile down, Jared broke it. "You okay?" "No." "You want to talk?" "No." He nodded, adjusted the mirror. "We've got time." The silence felt different now. It didn't choke me. When we got to his house, his mom met us at the door with warm eyes and a blanket already folded on the couch. "You'll take the guest room," she said. "No arguments." "Thank you," I whispered. "You don't owe us thanks," she replied. "You just deserve better." I didn't cry, but something loosened in my chest. That night, I unpacked one small bag, just essentials. Jared knocked, holding a bowl of popcorn. "Movie night?" "Sure." He sat beside me. "You ever think it would come to this?" "Not like this," I said. "But I guess I always knew I didn't belong there." He looked at me. "You belong here." I laughed, barely. "With the popcorn?" "With people who don't steal your dreams and call it parenting." I leaned back. That's the first time it feels real. That I left. He clicked the remote. "You didn't just leave, you walked out stronger." The next morning, a message lit up my screen. Mom, I hope you're eating. The house is quiet. I stared at it for a full minute. I didn't reply. I opened a new document, titled it, Start Over, and began typing again. I'm going live, I whispered, steadying my hand over the mouse. You sure about this? Jared asked, glancing at me from the car. Yeah, I nodded. One last time. The porch light flickered above me, casting long shadows. I adjusted the borrowed webcam, angled just right to show the house behind me, my past boxed and shut. The chat exploded as soon as I hit go live. Wait, this the final stream? Porch vibes? This is different. Is that your house behind you? Hey guys, I said softly. This one's kind of special. I took a breath. My throat tightened, but I kept going. I'm not here to name names. You already know the story. Some of you lived it too. Parents who don't see you, step-siblings who mock you, homes that never felt like home. The chat slowed. They were listening. I just want to say thank you, I said. Every view, every sub, every word of encouragement, it wasn't just money, it was fuel. You guys built the ladder I'm climbing. A car door slammed in the background. My mom. I didn't turn. Today, I packed my stuff. All of it. The few things they didn't sell. I let out a quiet laugh. And I'm not mad anymore. I'm free. Yo, this is hitting hard, someone wrote. I thought. About revenge, I continued. I really did, but I realized something. Success is revenge. Living well is revenge. Being happy where they thought I'd be broken, that's the win. Footsteps on gravel. I could feel them watching me through the window. But this stream, it's not about them, I said. It's about you, the quiet kids, the ones everyone ignores. The ones who build things alone in their rooms, hoping someone notices. Jared flashed a thumbs up from the car. I see you. I was you. I stood and stepped to the edge of the porch. The camera shook as I moved it. I lifted my phone to show. The packed car. I'm leaving this house for good. My next stream, new place, new story. But this porch, this is where I say goodbye. Someone donated $50. Message. Proud of you, man. I don't hate them, I added quietly. They gave me fuel, and they showed me exactly who not to become. My mom opened the door behind me. You're embarrassing us, I muted the mic. Then close the curtains. Her mouth opened, then closed. She went back inside. I unmuted. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you're out there feeling stuck, just know you're not broken. You're just becoming. And sometimes, becoming looks a lot like pain. Chat. Bro, I'm crying. You're speaking to my soul right now. I needed this. Today. I'll be building something soon, I said. A space. For us. For stories like this. For kids who were told their dreams were stupid. I reached toward the mouse. This is it. My last stream from this porch. But not the last. You'll see of me. I smiled. Thank you for giving me back my voice. I ended the stream. Silence returned. Not awkward silence. Peace. Jared called out, Ready? Yeah, I said, slinging my backpack over my shoulder. As I walked to the car, I didn't look back. Not once. And for the first time, I felt weightless. Hey, mind if I come in? Jared's dad knocked on the doorframe, holding 2 mugs. Yeah, sure, I said, wiping my hands on my hoodie. I was just setting up the second monitor. He stepped into the room. Well, the guest room. That didn't feel so guest anymore. My gear was half assembled, but already the space felt like mine. Cables, lights, the hum of my backup drive. All here. I brought cocoa, he said, offering one to me. I blinked. Wait, you made cocoa? Every first night deserves cocoa, he smiled. House rule. I laughed nervously. I didn't know that was a rule. Well, it is now, he said, sitting on the edge of the bed. Jared told me a bit, said you've been going through it. I sat across from him on the desk chair. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Silence. Not awkward, comfortable. You built all this yourself? He asked, nodding at the setup. Yeah, designed the layout. Saved up for parts, modded most of it. And those followers? They came because you told the truth? I nodded. Wasn't really planned. I just needed out. He sipped his drink. You didn't just get out, kid. You built your way out. I swallowed hard. Something in his voice made my chest feel tight. I guess, I said, looking away. It still doesn't feel real. It is real. He leaned forward, resting his elbow on his knee. I've seen a lot of kids crash when life hits. You stood up. You used it. Turned pain into purpose. I didn't answer. Couldn't. My throat clenched. He looked right at me. You know, I've got 2 sons. Yeah. Jared and Logan. Well, he smiled. As far as I'm concerned, now I've got 3. My head jerked up. Wait, what? You heard me. His eyes were glassy. Your family now. This is your home too. No strings, no pity, just pride. The tears came fast. I didn't stop them. I didn't mean to cry, I said, rubbing my face with my sleeve. I'm not trying to... Don't, he cut in gently. Don't apologize for being seen. I broke, not loud, not dramatic, just silent sobs, shaking in a chair too small for the years I'd carried. I kept thinking, if I worked harder, if I made more, maybe they'd see me, I whispered. They never did, not once. He got up, came over, and put his hand on my shoulder. I see you, son, he said. Clear as day. I nodded into my hands. We sat like that for a while. No lectures, no expectations, just peace, just being wanted. You nervous? Jared asked as we stood behind the curtain. I adjusted my mic. I'm wired, but not scared. That's new. Growth, I said, half laughing, half sweating. The auditorium was packed. Kids with lanyards, creators with badges, tech brands, flaunting gear I once could only dream of. And now? I was a guest speaker, under my tag, Phoenix Mod. When my name was called, applause hit me like a wave. I stepped into the lights, took a breath, and smiled. Hey, I said into the mic. I'm not a pro gamer, not a coding genius. I'm just a kid whose parents sold his gaming setup to buy his stepsister a bike. Laughter, sympathy, connection. They said it was just a toy. But that toy was my dream, my work, my escape. My hands trembled a little, but I kept going. That day, I felt worthless, like I didn't exist unless I gave something up. But here's the thing. They sold my gear, not my value. I kept that. The room went silent. I streamed my truth, not for pity, just to be heard. And the internet? It didn't laugh. It listened. Someone raised a hand. What hurt the most? I paused. My throat tightened. Believing I didn't matter, I said. Until I made myself matter. Gasps. A few claps. Then silence again. The good kind. Another hand went up. If you could say one thing to them now, your mom, stepdad, what would it be? I smiled. Not bitter. Just done. Thank you for forcing me to find out I was worth more. I walked off stage to a standing ovation. Backstage, Jared hugged me. You killed it. I just told the truth. He laughed. Yeah, but you did it like a badass. I pulled out my phone, opened the Notes app, and scrolled past old drafts of scripts, clips, and even that invoice I once made showing what they took from me. I deleted it. I didn't need it anymore. I mattered, and now everyone knew.